Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. And tonight it is Golden Week, and we are going to bring to you the Yokohama DeNa BayStars and the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. It is something that we are not used to doing, as we normally will call games out of the Pacific League. But it is something tonight, as it is going to be Trevor Bauer making his NPB debut for the Yokohama DeNa BayStars. So first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups for the visitors from Hiroshima. Leading off and playing in right field is number 37, Takeyoshi Noma. Batting second and in left field is number 5, Ryoma Nishikawa. And the third spot in playing center field is number 9, Shogo Akiyama. And the cleanup spot in playing first base is number 10, Ryan McBroom. Batting in the 5 spot doing the catching is number 31, Shogo Sakakura. Batting sixth and playing third base is number 95, Matt Davidson. Batting seventh and at shortstop is number 2, Kazuki Tanaka. Batting eighth at second base is number 54, Yuya Nirasawa. Batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Carp is Aaron Curry. And he'll be facing Trevor Bauer, who is going to be making his NPB debut here tonight for the Yokohama DeNa BayStars. And now your lineup for the home team from Yokohama. Leading off and playing first base is number 7. That's going to be Katil Sano. Batting second in right field is number 37, Yasushi Kuzumoto. Batting third and playing third base is number 51, Toshiro Miyazaki. And the cleanup spot and playing second base is number 2, Shugo Maki. Batting fifth in center field is number 1, Masashi Kuwabara. And I have to apologize in advance here, as we are not used to some of these players and their names, and we'll get that straight. Batting sixth is the left fielder, number 63, and that's going to be Taiki Sakine. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 29, Hikaru Ito. Hitting eighth and playing shortstop is number 98, Yuta Kyoda. And batting ninth is the pitcher, number 96, Trevor Bauer, and it is a good, solid crowd at the ball game tonight, as there is a sea of red in left field where the visiting Hiroshima Carp fans are adorning their red. We have our friend Titus in the house tonight. He says he had some curry for lunch. We are glad you can make it in here. Well, Trevor Bauer's completed his warm-up tosses. We're ready to get this one underway, as it's going to be Noma, Nishikawa, and Akiyama here in the top of the first inning to face him. Our friend Titus says Ma is pronounced like Ma. I see. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Here's the first pitch from Bauer. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back on it and in front of the warning track, and making the grab is the right fielder Kuzumoto. So with one pitch, there's one away here in the top of the first inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. Well, for Nishikawa on the season, he's batting .315. He's got 3 homers and 12 RBIs. As he steps to the plate here to face Bauer for the first time. Bauer, of course, said the reason he chose number 96 is because that's what he wanted his average fastball to be this year in the Japanese League. 96 miles an hour. The right-hander rucks into the delivery, and it's a fastball swung on it. Has popped up behind home plate. That is going to reach the seats, and that's going to run the count to no balls and 1 strikes on Nishikawa. We would expect that Bauer is going to pound the zone tonight and challenge the Japanese hitters with his bread and butter, which is his fastball. Here comes the 0-1 offering as it's on the way, and it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And he's now way ahead at 0-2 to Nishikawa. Nishikawa to be followed by Shogo Akiyama here in the top of the first inning. Bauer ready to go back to work. It's a beautiful sunshiny day in Yokohama. Doesn't appear to be a lot of wind, a very crisp and clear day as the right-hander delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. And the count remains at 0-2. That last pitch checked in at 95 miles an hour from the right-hander Bauer. So no balls and 2 strikes. As Nishikawa, the left-handed hitting left fielder, steps in, waiting on the offering from Bauer, who rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. A good stop there by the catcher, Ito. That's going to run the count to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lots of action around the NPB tonight. It is Golden Week. There is going to be one late game And that is going to be the game that is going to go off between the two Tokyo-based clubs, the Swallows and the Giants. That goes off at 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern. As there's a fastball that swung on its tap slowly foul over by the first base coach's box. That's going to run the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We don't normally do a lot of games in the Central League, but tonight, as we get to watch Trevor Bauer go live himself, that is what we are doing here. So Bauer shakes off the side from his catcher multiple times. Now he gets one that he likes, and now the batter has called time and stepped out. We're going to reset ourselves and do this again. Some of the camera angles and the sight lines a little bit different than what we're used to getting when we see the Pacific League games. Of course, we sometimes get games at the Tokyo Dome once in a while too, and they have some different angles. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And there goes strikeout number 1 in the books, and Bauer does not take the sword out. As I guess there was some controversy today. We didn't see when he struck out hitters, he's been putting the sword into his sash, so to speak. But that is not there. Strikeout number 1 in the books. It's 2 out here in the first inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Shogo Akiyama. Akiyama was a former Cincinnati Red, much like Bauer, although he did not have the career in Cincinnati that Bauer did. The first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Akiyama's off to a great start this year with the Carp. He's hitting .408 with a couple homers and 14 RBIs. He just couldn't stay healthy at the big league level, and the pitch is on its way. It's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep left field. Moving back onto the warning track, and making the grab is the left fielder. That's Sekine, and that is going to do it here for the Carp in their half of the first innings. So welcome to the NPB, Trevor Bauer. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Carp no score and the BayStars coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Welcome back, everybody. TMT for life. And here he says, I got Yokohama on the money line, and we appreciate you for checking in here tonight. It is going to be the top of the order. That means Sano, Kuzumoto, and Miyazaki to come to bat here to face the right-hander for the Carp in Aaron Curry. Curry has had some ups and downs in the NPB, and he is currently 1-0 on the year. He's worked 26 in the third innings. Allowed 15 hits, 5 runs, only 2 have earned. He's got a microscopic ERA of 0.68. His Achilles heel is really his walks. He's walked 11 batters in his 26 innings of the third works. He has 21 strikeouts to his name as well. I do hope I got to the hot mic quick enough and we got to the commercial without having to hack in your ear. As the first pitch is on its way, it's a fastball that misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Sano. Fighting some allergies at this end here. And with that being with all the pollen and everything that seemed to pop at one time, there is a little bit of congestion. There's a fastball that's swung on and fouled away. The count goes 1-1 to Sano. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Sano hitting .260 on the early going. He's got a couple of homers and 8 RBIs. As the right-hander Curry ready to go again. I have to say, I saw the Carp in the exhibition season, and they were wearing these red uniforms. very, very difficult. They don't show up well on the television. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-2. They have red uniforms, and it's like the numbers are red as well with a black outline. So red on red makes it difficult to see the numbers that they're wearing. As Aaron Curry works into the set position and he kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to the right side. It's past the first baseman. Backing up the play was the second baseman, Nirasawa, who throws it to the pitcher covering. It's going to go down as a ground out 4-1 as that ball had got by the first baseman, Ryan McBroom. And it is a put out here for the first out of the inning. McBroom, it just took a funny hop over his glove. A great play by the second baseman to back him up. And Sano is gone on a put out 4-1 for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Yasushi Kuzumoto. Defensively tonight for the Carp, from left to right in the outfield, it's Nishikawa in left. The center fielder is Akiyama, and Noma is in right. We'll get to the infielders in just a moment as the first pitch from Aaron Curry is a fastball that misses outside for a ball. Around the horn, it's McBroom at first. The second baseman is Nirasawa. The shortstop is Tanaka, and at third base, it's Matt Davison. With the battery of Curry and Sakakura, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's now 1-1. The home plate umpire here, very deliberate and very delayed in giving his call. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to the right side of the infield. Fielded neatly by the first baseman, McBroom, who flips it to the pitcher covering. And it looks like Curry has dropped the ball. They're not going to say it on the exchange. It looks like that's going to go down as an error, and it's going to be an error on the pitcher. We'll have to get a replay of that one, but that looked like it was a for sure out. McBroom had it. He flips it easily over to Curry, and it hit Curry right in the heel, and he dropped the ball. It's going to be E1 on the play. It's going to put a runner at first, and it's going to bring up Toshiro Miyazaki to the plate. I was talking about this in one of our other streams, and we were talking about the necessity of pitchers being able to field their position and how many times over the course of a ball game that they would be having to field or make plays. And we were talking about this some time ago, and one of the things that we had come up with is that we did a bit of a study, and we found that if the average strikeouts per game was 9 per game, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. That means that the defense has got to find a way to come up with 18 outs. And generally speaking, the pitchers are involved over the course of a ball game of those 18 remaining outs. After, of course, the strikeouts have taken place, approximately 23% of the time. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Miyazaki. Miyazaki off to a great start this season. He's batting .439. He's got 4 homers and 13 RBIs. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector is in the house tonight. We welcome you to the show as the right-hander Curry rocks to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. So if the pitcher has to field their position almost a quarter of the time to get those outs, it's very, very important. And of course, that is one right there that Aaron Curry had dropped the ball on. And here's the breaking ball swung on. It has popped up right in front of home plate. Coming in underneath it is the first baseman, McBroom. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to put Miyazaki away for the second out of the inning. So 2 away, and that's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Shugo Maki. Well, for Maki on the season, he's hitting .247. He's got 3 homers and 13 runs batted in. He gets the start tonight at second base for the BayStars. Lots of excitement, as we said, with Trevor Bauer getting the start for Yokohama here tonight. Maki was a member of the 2023 World Baseball Classic Championship team for the Japanese as he swings at a first pitch fastball and fouls it away over on the first base side. The count is quickly 0-1. Maki, one of the young hitters in the lineup who is absolutely outstanding. He is going to be around for a long time. That bat is definitely going to play. As the right-hander Curry ready to go again. He kicks and he fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1 to Shugo Maki. The runner at first is Kuzumoto. He reached there on the error by the pitcher as Curry had dropped the ball covering first base. He'd already be out of the inning right now if he could hang on to it. And here is the 1-1. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1-2 strikes, it is to Miyazaki. Just a couple of programming notes. We will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow. We haven't set up our schedule yet, but we will be doing games each of these nights for the rest of the week, with it being Golden Week, as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into shallow left field, and that ball is going to be hauled in, maybe not belted, but lifted into shallow left field and caught by the shortstop. And that is going to do it here for the BayStars in their half of the inning. Well, for Yokohama, they had no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There was an error, and there was one runner left aboard. We are now through one complete. It is the BayStars no score and the Carp no score. Stick around, everybody. Trevor Bauer coming back out for inning number 2 in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for checking in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel for all the action here tonight. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It's Ryan McBroom, Shugo Sakakura, and Matt Davison to come to bat to face the right-hander Trevor Bauer. And the first pitch was a breaking ball that dropped in for a called strike. And Bauer goes right back to the breaking stuff, and that one misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. McBroom hitting in the cleanup spot, hitting .239 on the early going. He's got a couple of homers and 13 runs driven in. As Bauer kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul behind home plate. Racing back as the catcher, is he going to have some room? And he does, and he's going to haul that one in. The ball ended up spinning back toward the infield, and that's going to retire McBroom for the first out of the inning here. So 1 Carp up and 1 Carp away here in the top of the second. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Shogo Sakakura. As we get a different move on the replay. Nice job there by the catcher to make the turn and be able to go get it. Well, as McBroom is gone for out number 1, Sakakura is stepping to the plate. He's batting .235 on the year, and the first pitch is a fastball that is line foul. It's going to reach the seats well down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Sakakura's got 3 homers and 8 RBIs. He bats here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Trevor Bauer. As Bauer gets the sign from his catcher, and he rocks into the windup and now delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is now 0-2, so no balls and 2 strikes. Sakakura to be followed by Matt Davison here in the top of the second inning. Bauer gets his side, he rocks into the windup and now delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good festive crowd here in Yokohama for this one. The traveling fans from Hiroshima are in good form. As the right-hander Bauer gets his sign from his catcher Ito, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Sakakura goes into the books for out number 2. That's 2 strikeouts here in the 1 2/3 innings of work. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Matt Davison. And as we said, there was no samurai sword being driven here. That's 2 in a row that Bauer has not put away. So maybe his teammate who called him out on Twitter has put an end to the sword stuff as the right-handed hitting Matt Davison strides to the plate. He takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike. That was at 96 miles an hour. The count is quickly 0-1. Davison got off to a good start, and now he's faded a little bit. His average is at 171 with 5 homers and 10 RBIs. As there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go, and the count now is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Davison. Davison, of course, has spent time in the Arizona Diamondback and Chicago White Sox organizations. He had some success in Major League Baseball. But here's the offering now from Bauer. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-1. But though he had success at the Major League level, he never found the overall consistency to be able to stay there. They say the hardest thing to do is to get to the big leagues. Next hardest thing to do is to stay there, and that is where Matt Davison would have fell into this. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Looking up, and this one is going to be gone. A home run for Davison. That's the first run served up by Trevor Bauer in his NPB career, and that was a no-doubter, as that one was about 15 rows into the seats, and the Carp are on the board here early with a 1-0 lead, as that is the first run of the ball game allowed by the right-hander from Southern California. Well, that's going to bring up the shortstop, Kazuki Tanaka. And Tanaka batting 147 with a couple of homers and 5 RBIs. That pitch that Bauer delivered to Davison was a letter-high fastball that he absolutely turned on and scorched. And that ball there, we get the multiple replays of it, but that was certainly above the belt, and he took care of that one. There's a first pitch fastball swung on it. It's popped up behind home plate. Giving chase is the catcher, Ito. He slides. Does he make the catch? It doesn't look like it, and that's going to be a foul ball. He had to slide as he was getting in towards the backstop, and that is going to be no balls and 1 strike here to Tanaka. Our TMT for life says, well, that's what happens. Well, Matt Davison has been able to put charges into baseballs, not on both sides of the ocean. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be hit past the first baseman into right field. It's going to be a base hit here for Tanaka as he's aboard with a 2-out single. That's going to bring up the second baseman, Yuya Nirasawa. Well, for Nirasawa, he's another one in the 100 batting category. He's batting $111. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. One of the more fascinating statistics that we had from the Japanese League a number of years ago, or at least from Major League Baseball, regarding Japanese players, had to do with Yoshi Tsutsugo. And Tsutsugo, his time in the big leagues, about how he wasn't able to handle pitching over 95 miles an hour, as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed by Nirasawa. When the Tampa Bay Rays were in the World Series against the Dodgers, they said that they didn't refuse to put him into the games as a pinch hitter because his batting average against pitchers that threw 95 plus was somewhere like in the low 130s. There's a breaking ball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Bauer has thrown 24 pitches so far as we are in the second inning. Very economical. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Bauer ready to go. And now he's going to come set, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field for a base hit, and it's going to get cut off before it gets into the corner. Rounding second and heading to third is Tanaka, and that's going to put runners at the corners here with 2 out. So it looks like they got the playbook on Trevor Bauer. That's going to bring up the pitcher, Aaron Curry. Well, always when we say this is the kiss of death. Aaron Curry is looking for his first hit of the season. He does not have a hit yet this year, as he strides to the plate to face the right-hander Bauer. Bauer, after retiring the first 5 hitters in the ball game, 2 of which via the strikeouts, allowed a home run to Davison. And now back-to-back singles to Tanaka and Nirasawa. We've got the trouble brewing here in the second inning. So Curry bats from the right side. He steps up into the plate here to face the right-handed throwing Trevor Bauer. The right-hander working from the set position. The wind looks like it's picking up a little bit in Yokohama, and there is a first pitch breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-1 to Curry. So no balls and 1 strike. Bauer has himself in a little bit of a spot here, looking to dig himself out. 27 pitches now for the right-hander through the portion here of the inning. It's a very interesting stadium in Yokohama, and the one thing that I find to be interesting about it is it looks like that the angles of the seats, you might need a parachute to get out of that second level. It's almost like it's straight down, or if you have to climb a ladder to get to your seat. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is now no balls and 2 strikes to Curry. So I think if I'm Bauer here, I'm going to walk the ladder and try to elevate something here, maybe change the eye level of the hitter. As TMT for Life says, reading Bauer's mail. This is going to be the interesting pitch right here. Is he going to be able to finish him off? Let's see what we have. Here comes the 0-2 offering as the righty is set and now kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball, waved at and missed. And Curry goes in the books for strikeout number 3 on the night. There was 1 run in the inning on the home run by Matt Davison. There were 3 hits. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We are now through 1.5 in Yokohama. Your score is the Carp 1 and the BayStars 0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the second inning when we return right after this. That's right, everybody. It's Carp and the BayStars. 1-0 for Hiroshima. We're going to the bottom of the second. We'll be back in 30 right after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the second inning here. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters to come to bat. And that's going to be the center fielder, Kawabara, and then it'll be Sekine and Ito to face the slants of Aaron Curry. Curry in the first inning of work, he made an error as he was covering first base, but he was able to escape that. That's the only runner was Kuzumoto who reached first base. And that is where we stand here. It is going to be the 5, 6, 7 hitters, as we said, to come to bat. And Kawabara comes to bat with a .298 batting average with a homer and 5 runs batted in, as he is going to be facing the right-hander Curry for the first time tonight, as he has completed his warm-up tosses and we're ready to get everything going here. Our friend Alexander says, good evening. Got to see the Nats win 7-2. And they're almost rained out game versus the Pirates. Pirates have been playing great baseball this year. So if the Nationals are beating the Pirates, it's going to be a good win for Washington. They must have played very well tonight. So Kuwabara stepping to the plate. He bats from the right side against the right-handed slant Sakuri. The Carp have a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Drifting back on it and making the grab over the shoulder is Nishikawa. And with one pitch, we have one away here in the bottom of the second inning. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Taiki Sekene. Well, for Sekene on the season, he's hitting .347. He's got a homer and 8 RBIs. As I said, the other thing to note about this stadium in Yokohama, other than it looks like it is much kind of like where the White Sox play. And as far as I'm concerned, in Chicago, if you've ever seen the White Sox in the upper deck, you need a parachute to get out of your seat because it's almost like straight down. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes to Sekene. My biggest thing that I see here is that there doesn't look like there's a lot of overhang. So if you're going to go to a day game, better bring your sunscreen. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line. Giving chase is the shortstop Tanaka and the third baseman Davison, but it's going to drift into the seats. That's going to even the count at 1-1. Our friend Alexander Leggett says they beat you 16-1 the day before. And then asking about thoughts on the two teams tonight. Obviously, we're interested in these two teams because Trevor Bauer is making the start for the BayStars, and I'm curious to see how this is going to play out for him. As it looks like we have maybe, and I'm always afraid of this, have we lost our feed? Well, right now we have. So far it's been so good, but right now we are in the hole here. So let's see if it's going to come back for us. And if not, we're going to have to go to our alternative feed to be able to see if we can pick up something here. And it looks like we do have the alternate as well, but we've lost the batter here who has been retired, which is Sekene. So it looks like there's 2 away here as we lost our A feed. We picked up our B feed. Can't tell you how he's been retired, and that is going to bring Ito to the plate. There's nothing more frustrating when you lose your A feed. And you got to rely on the B feed, and then we can't talk to you guys. So here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that catches the inside corner. Let's take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 here to Ito. Ito batting .214 on the season with no homers and a couple of RBIs. As the pitch is on its way, it's a fastball that just misses outside for a ball, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the catcher Ito here. Right-hander Curry ready to go again. He delivers. It's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. Well, the good news is we got our A feed back, so we can pause the B feed. As we said, Alexander said, what are we thinking about these two teams here tonight? Well, I haven't really seen enough of these two teams that this year. Yokohama has played really good baseball since their opening series of the year. I think they got swept in the opener. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2 to Ito. But I really have to say I haven't really seen a whole lot of them. I know the Carp last night, it was a 1-1 ball game. The Carp scored 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning. They were able to get that out. It looked like that the hitter, by the way, Sekene, grounded out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning. And there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 1-2 to Ito. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. One thing, as we said before, we were happy to do is to be able to get on the call tonight. We're going to be doing some games the rest of the week as well. So hopefully you can enjoy some of these with us. There's a fastball that just misses inside. The count is now 2-2. We will call another Central League game on Thursday, and I have to think that game probably is going to be the Giants and the Dragons. I see that's an early start. I think that's who we saw earlier on. But we will probably resume with Pacific League action tomorrow and the day after as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It's broken the bat of the hitter. It is fielded on a hop by the shortstop, Tanaka, who throws on the run, and that is going to do it. That's going to be a ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the top of the third inning. It is the Carp 1 and the BayStars no score. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Our friend Alexander says the allergies were killing you in the last game. Do you recover from that? Not quite. And as a matter of fact, we'll probably have to take a quick actin' and reactin' so we could survive this game here tonight. We'll be right back after this from our good friend and friend of the channel, Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to go check him out after the game. He's got all kinds of wild and crazy stuff. That's our friend Steve Rademacher. Well, it is going to be the third inning work coming up here for the right-hander Trevor Bauer as he finds himself in the hole here 1-0. It is going to be Takeyoshi Noma, the top of the order, then Ryoma Nishikawa and Shogo Akiyama to face the right-hander here in inning number 3. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball 1. The count is 1-0. Noma 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field to begin the ball game against the right-hander. And the pitch is on the way. He squares the bunt, and he takes a breaking ball that's in for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says, never knew they had Japanese women wrestlers. Yes, they do. As the right-hander Bauer rocks into the windup and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, the Carp fans are in droves in left field, and they're even down the left field line. They are in their red. They are not, or certainly in a spot where you can detect them, as that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. I have to make a mental note if I go see the Carp and the BayStars, and not to wear a red shirt in Yokohama, because I would stick out like a sore thumb in any other section other than the Carp section. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As Bauer rocks into the windup and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to first. Fielded neatly by the first baseman, Sano, who's going to step on the bag, and that's going to retire Noma for the first out of the inning. Ground out to 3 for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. I didn't give you the defensive lineup for Yokohama tonight. We did do it for the Carp. From the left to right field for the BayStars, it is Sekeni in left, Kuwabara in center, and it is the right fielder of Kuzumoto. Around the horn from first to third, Sano at first, Maki at second. The shortstop is Kyoto, and the third baseman is Miyazaki. As the first pitch breaking ball is delivered to Nishikawa for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And of course, the battery of Bauer and Ito here in this ball game tonight. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly through the 4-hole into right field. It's going to be a 1-out single for Nishikawa as he is aboard, and that is going to bring up the center fielder, Shogo Akiyama. Our friend Alexander says they got a Carp section. Yeah, it's not just a Carp section. Everything in left field in the bleachers is all Carp. And then there's a lot of red in the left field area too in foul territory in the lower deck. We haven't seen the upper decks and how it's panned, but as I said, everything down the right field line is pretty much BayStar supporters. And on top of it, the Yokohama fans here, as I said, like the stadium itself, it's kind of an interesting piece, as it looks like you need a parachute to get out of the seats in right field. As there's a breaking ball that misses up Akiyama, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Akiyama 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that just misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. As we said, Akiyama never could get it going with the Cincinnati Reds. He had himself a injury-plagued time over in Major League Baseball, and then he came back to Japan, and he's been thriving ever since. He was a former Saitama Sea Blue Lion. There is a breaking ball that taps foul over on the first base side, and the count is now 2-1. Our friend Alexander says he's just listening right now. There's no view of that. Yeah, lots of red in the left field section. That is for sure. And he also says Akiyama's having a killer season. Yeah, he's hitting north of 400. You think of his numbers, and then you look at the numbers that Miyazaki's putting up between both of them, off to hitting well over 400. There's a fastball swung on, and this is fouled away, and the count goes to 2-2. Of course, you got a steady diet of the likes of Trevor Bauer. I'm also curious. I'm interested to see how the interleague play is going to match up, and how the Pacific League pitchers will fare against the hitters of the Central League. One would have to think if you only see them once a year, it's going to favor the pitchers. As here comes the 2-2 offering to Akiyama. As Bauer delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2-2. I'm surprised we haven't seen Nishikawa in motion yet. As a reminder, Golden Week will be on every night, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, North American time, 10 p.m. Pacific or 1 a.m. Eastern, so hopefully you can join us for all the action. There's a fastball that misses down in it, and the count goes to 3-2 now to Akiyama. I'll have to announce our schedule. We haven't really done much at this point, but I will make an announcement tomorrow, and then we'll post up the rest of the week's games. Hopefully you guys can be there with us to join us as well. As the right-hander Bauer holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. There goes the runner down to second. The throw is in time. It gets away from the shortstop covering, but a heads-up play by Shugo Maki, and he is going to tag the runner out at second. They are going to ask for an appeal here because they think that he may have got back in time. So hold your horses, everybody. We got an Akiyama strikeout for the second out of the inning. We're going to see if Nishikawa was out or safe at second base, as they're going to hold up the BayStars here before they head off the field because they want to review this. And we'll give you our call here in a moment. And they are also out. The trainer is out up to check on the runner at second base. So here comes the replay that we get to look at. Akiyama swung and missed. The throw down to second was in time. It went off the top of the shortstop's glove. It came right to Shugo Maki, who applied the tag to the runner who was trying to get back to second base. We're going to get a different angle here. Kyoto just flat out dropped the ball. He catches the ball. The runner is going to be out. But a real heads-up play by Maki to pick it up and apply the tag to the runner, and emphatically the second base umpire pumped him out. We didn't really get a good view over there. This might give us the best view on this one here. The question is did Maki win the race to tag the runner? And I think he did. I think this call is going to stand. What a fantastic play there. Our friend Alexander said he likes Golden Week and loved watching Akiyama just get stuff done. So let's see here. Real heads-up play there by Shugo Maki. As we wait for the review to come through. 1-0 for the Carp. And if that's going to be the case, it'll go down as caught stealing 2-6-4. Let's see how they do it. And he is out. That is going to be caught stealing in the books. It's 2-6-4 on the official putout for out number 3. That's going to do it here on the strike him out, throw him out to end the inning. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 2.5. It is the Carp 1 and the BayStars no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the third inning when we return after this from our friend Matt Hollis.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. Be sure to check out Matt Hollis after the game. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. Aaron Curry has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're going to get back in the spaceship here in the seat and be able to carry this one on with you as the BayStars are coming to bat. We've refreshed our hot chocolate, and we're ready to get going for bottom of the third inning. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in to Yuta Kyoto, and it is quickly 1 ball and no strikes. Kyoto batting .208 with no homers and 2 RBIs. It'll be Kyoto, Bauer, and Sano here to come to bat in the third inning. As that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Our friend Alexander says caught red-handed, looks like. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. Racing hard and making a great catch on the run is Nishikawa. And that is going to retire Kyoto for the first out of the inning. So 1 away, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Trevor Bauer. Well, just as it is entertaining to watch Bauer pitch, it's also entertaining to watch Bauer swing the bat, as he is not known for his bat, that is for sure. It'll be his first plate appearance in the NPB. Bauer, of course, not necessarily a potent big league hitter either. Bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Curry, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Bauer, lots of firsts here tonight. He has a shin guard on his left leg, and there's a fastball swung on. It is swung on, grounded over to first. It's a fair ball fielded neatly by the first baseman, McBroom, who flips it to the pitcher covering. It's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1. The second out of the inning, so 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Kaida Sano. I have to say, one thing is for certain, you might want to just have Bauer put the bat on his shoulders for the first 2 strikes that he gets, and then not let him swing at all until he gets to 2 strikes. I say that because certainly if he would take another pitch, it takes another bullet out of the gun of the pitcher Curry, but unlike in Major League Baseball, I don't think the Japanese are too concerned whether a pitcher throws 95 or 115 pitches. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Sano 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the second baseman, who flipped it to the pitcher covering in the first out of the ball game. It was quite the play, as the ball had skipped over top of the glove of the first baseman. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Sano. It was a really nice play by the Carp second baseman Nirasawa in the first inning to back up the first baseman McBroom as the ball had got bounced over and took a wicked hop. There's a breaking ball swung on. It just fouled off the shin of the hitter Sano, and that's going to keep the count at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go back to work again. He leans in, he gets the sign from his catcher, he works set to the belt. And now he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Definitely glad that we can bring this game tonight, as it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Again, we lost our A feed, but our B feed is running quite nicely, as here comes the 1-2 offering. The pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Sano. I just have the feeling it's going to be like this throughout the evening here, where we're going to be losing our feed here and again. And I sure hope that's not going to be the case, as we're going to wait and see here. And it does look like we've lost the feed, as it's not going to be cooperating with us here. Hang tight, everybody. It looks like we're going to have to go. It looks like the inning is over here, as that is going to do it. And that is going to be the end of the inning here for the side. We'll have to get you the update on this one in just a second when we return. We appreciate you guys for being here. We're now through 3 complete innings. Your score is 1-0 for the Carp. And we'll be back with the call in just a couple moments, and we'll try to sort everything out for you then. One thing we can't complain about is the pace of play in this game. We're moving to the top of the 4th inning. 1-0 for the Carp. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action right after this. Appreciate you for being here.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve, and the support you give to our channel, and in turn we support Steve Rademacher. After the game, be sure to go check him out. It is going to be the heart of the Carp batting order face Trevor Bauer here in the 4th inning. Only 43 pitches for the right-hander thus far. It'll be McBroom, Sakakura, and Davison. The first pitch on the way from Bauer is a breaking ball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul over on the first base side, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to McBroom. McBroom popped to the catcher his first time up. He is 0 for 1 on the evening. As the right-hander, Bauer rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. Like he also took a little something off of that pitch, as that pitch had only floated up at about 120 kilometers an hour. As here comes the offering from the righty Bauer. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder. He's got plenty of room, and that's Sekene, and he makes the catch. And there is 1 away here to start the 4th inning. So 1 up and 1 gone. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Shogo Sakakura. Our friend Jay says he watched the first 3 innings. Bauer needs to break out the sword. Well, if you saw the Twitterverse, I guess there was a big, huge issue with regards to one of his teammates who said it was disrespectful. So Bauer's not doing it. There's a ground ball up the middle. It is fielded by the shortstop, who falls and rolls over. Kyoto is not going to be able to make the play. That's going to be an infield hit for Sakakura. That ball just was hit behind Bauer. He wasn't able to field his position as the ball was hit up the middle. Looked like it was a knuckle curve almost coming from the right-hander. And that ball was queued up, almost hit Bauer in the backside. And then the shortstop, it took a weird route after the ball had hit the dirt in the infield around the cutout. And unfortunately, Kyoto wasn't able to come up with it. And that's going to be an infield hit. My friend Jay says it was the teammate, the closer, who didn't like it. And we're going to have a little stoppage in the play here. This is what happens in Japanese baseball. Is what ends up happening is when the player gets hurt or there's an injury, they'll actually take them to the locker room and they'll examine the player. So we are going to have a break here. I'm sure that's not necessarily the worst thing, as Trevor Bauer is going to get an opportunity to throw some more balls in between while he waits. That's the one thing that I'm curious with Bauer is the pitchers in the Japanese league are allowed after 2 outs to get up in front of the dugout and start playing catch. I don't know if that's something that Bauer would be up for or not, but it's certainly something that the pitchers like Masahiro Tanaka, the veterans who've come back from Major League Baseball, still continue to do. Our friend Jay of the channel says that the manager said he liked it. Yeah, I don't think there was anything wrong with that per se. And of course, I have to say, the tip your hat to the manager for having the back of the newer player coming in there to say, hey, it's anything wrong, but maybe privately they said, hey, we don't want this to happen. Our friend Alexander says, so strange, something like that would be pedestrian in Major League Baseball. It's kind of a big deal. I was started to say earlier in the stream about certain teams, like the Detroit Tigers, when they hit a home run, they wear a Detroit Red Wing helmet in the dugout. Seattle Mariners have a Mariner type of sword or serpent or whatever it is that they carry around. The Blue Jays had this jacket. The Boston Red Sox used the shopping cart. So, I don't know what to say sometimes. I think that it's taken the softball world into the baseball world, and it's become almost commonplace in Major League Baseball that you see some of these shenanigans going on. You wouldn't have saw that 30 years ago. Well, the shortstop, Kyoto, is okay. He's returned to the field, and we're ready to get back to the action here. And it's going to be Matt Davison who steps to the plate, who homered for the only run of the ball game so far off of Bauer the first time up. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Jay says the closer had an intro song but doesn't like Bauer's publicity. The manager said he liked his intensity. Yeah, very interesting when you see some of that stuff. There's a breaking ball that swung on and missed, and the count goes 1-1 to Davison. Our friend Nick asks, do you think that Yokohama will come back? It's in the early part of the ball game, and Yokohama's at home, and they are playing the Carp. And yeah, I think they can come back. Yokohama's been one of the best teams in the league so far. There's a breaking ball that just misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Davison. Our friend Jay says he was surprised that Bauer made contact his first at bat. Yeah, he's not known for his swordsmanship, so to speak. We thank everybody for listening in tonight. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded foul down the left field line. The count now goes to 2-2 on Davison. Our friend MRF says this is like listening to the game on the radio, and that's exactly what we do. Is we do old school radio style broadcasts. So we appreciate you for listening in. And if you're able to find the link, what some of our people do is they sync the link to the play-by-play, and hopefully you can enjoy it along with us. Here comes the 2-2 offering to Matt Davison. As the pitch to Bauer is delivered, it's a fastball swung on and missed. There's another strikeout in the books for Trevor Bauer. 2 gone here in the 4th inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Kazuki Tanaka. So by our count, that's strikeout number 5 for number 96 here in this one. So Bauer has got 5 in the books now through his 3 2/3 innings of work. Nick says he is also in the Cleveland area, used to pitch for his hometown team. Yes, he did. I think one of the last things he did was throw a ball over the center field fence. There was a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Tanaka. Kazuki Tanaka 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first time up. He was stranded at third back in the 2nd inning. The runner at first here is Sakakura with 2 away. As the right-hander Bauer kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend MRF wants to know what the pitch count for Bauer is. He's at 54 pitches right now here in the fourth inning. And so by Japanese standards, he's just warming up. I'm sure that this fits right into his psyche. I'd like to see Bauer go 105, 110 pitches, or maybe more in his debut. As the pitch is delivered, it's a breaking ball swung on. It's popped up behind home plate. Running back on it is Ito, and he's going to watch it drift into the seats. That is going to run the count now to 1-2 on Tanaka. The wind is picking up a little bit as it is blowing in from left center field. It is blowing across the diamond, so to speak, or across the outfield in the diamond. When we started the ball game, it didn't look like there was a lot of wind, but the jerseys of the players are starting to fluff around a little bit more. As here comes the offering, and I kind of have to apologize to some of the folks who are in the stream chatting away. I do like to engage with you folks a little bit, but we don't normally are using this particular stream, and I'm having to do multitasking. And there's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Tanaka is retired on strikes for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Carp in their half of the fourth inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 3.5. Your score is the Carp 1 and the Yokohama DeNa BayStars nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being with us.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the fourth inning. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for Yokohama in their half of the inning. That's going to be Yasushi Kuzumoto, and it's going to be Toshiro Miyazaki and Shugo Maki to face the right-hander Aaron Curry, who has worked 3 pretty much almost stellar innings. He only had the error made by himself in the first inning that allowed the base runner Kuzumoto to reach base. There has been no other BayStars to reach base at this point since. So he is going to be facing Kuzumoto, Miyazaki, and Maki here in the fourth. As we said before, a beautiful day in Yokohama, and we'll get you caught up on the out-of-town scoreboard as well. So we'll be able to help you on that part of it, as it is a full slate of games. The only game that is going to go off later is the game at the Tokyo Dome between the Giants and the Swallows. And if I'm really excited tonight, I might stick around and give you that one as well, depending on the pace of this game. Other games in the Central League, it's the Dragons over the Tigers 6-2. That's in the top of the third inning. All the other games are underway in the Pacific League. The Buffaloes are up 7-1 on the Hawks. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kuzumoto. Kuzumoto did reach on the error back in the first inning, the only base runner, as we said tonight, allowed by Curry. As the right-hander delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle, and it's into center field past the diving Tanaka for a base hit. And digging for second and heading in there is going to be some heads-up running by Kuzumoto, as that ball had squeaked off into center field slowly, and the center fielder for the Carp, Shogo Akiyama, had to come a long way in to have to field it, but that is going to be a base hit. We're going to see if they rule it a double or a single. We'll have to cycle back to you on that one there. Right off the glove of Tanaka, and it squirted into center field. And some heads-up base running there by Kuzumoto allowed him to get into second base with a leadoff. We'll call it a double for now. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Toshiro Miyazaki. Just wrapping up the other scores around the Pacific League. 1-0 for the Fighters over the Lions. That's in the bottom of the fourth inning. In the top of the fourth inning, in Tohoku, it's the Golden Eagles and the Marines locked up at zeros. And here's the first offering. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Miyazaki. Miyazaki, as we said, entered the ball game tonight hitting .439. His average has dropped down to .429 now, as he had flown out to the first baseman, or popped out to the first baseman his first time up. Right-hander against the right-hander, and the delivery on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses outside. But they say that he did go, and that's going to bring up the right hand of the umpire. That's going to run it to 0-2 on Miyazaki. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Jacob in the house tonight as well. We appreciate you for being here. Sam Bowles asked the question, how did Bauer do in the fourth inning? As there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-2. Well, Bauer actually allowed a hit, but he struck out 2 batters in the fourth. So he's got 6 strikeouts now on the ball game. He's cooking along here just nicely, other than the one blemish of the home run. As the right-hander Miyazaki waiting here on the offering from the right-handed throwing Curry, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly, and that ball is just going to roll foul down the third base line as it's picked up by the third baseman, Matt Davison. That's going to return Kuzumoto back to second base, and it's going to keep the count at 1-2 to Miyazaki. They said it was a center to base, so I don't know if they've actually given Kuzumoto a double on that at all. I think that might have just been ruled as a single. But that is, we're going to have to, as I say, I can't really, you looking at the NPB website, decipher that out any further. As here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to second, fielded neatly by the second baseman Nirasawa, who throws to first. Miyazaki does a nice piece of hitting as he grounds out 4-3, but he advances the runner Kuzumoto over to third with 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up the second baseman Shugo Maki. Well, for Maki, our friend MRF says if you're going to commentate all of Bauer's starts, then he'll subscribe. Well, we're going to try to do as many as we can. Obviously, I don't know if they're going to move him to the weekend or not. Obviously, he's of greater interest to most of the North American listeners. We do a lot of games in the Pacific League, and we will do a lot of the interleague games. So it'll be on our schedule that we will want to try to hunt down the Bauer starts. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Even try to do you one better if we could get an interview with him in August when we're in Japan. Might make you stick around a little bit more as well. So Bauer's line through 4. He's allowed the 5 hits, and he has struck out in that line of work. He's got 6 Ks. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Maki. So no balls and 2 strikes. Jay says is at the top of the 5. It's bottom of the 4th. If not, maybe we'll have to settle for the agent. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the bag at third base. That's going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes to Maki. I have to say, I really enjoy watching Shugo Maki hit. He is a fire plug. And he is what I would call a professional hitter. He's a very young player, but he swings like a veteran, has a very solid mind. He's going to be around for years to come here in the NPB. As the 0-2 pitch is on the way, and Curry delivers. It's a slow breaking ball swung on. It's grounded back to the pitcher, fielded by Curry. The throw to first is in time, and that's going to retire Maki on a ground out 1-3. Nice play by Curry to get off the mound to field it. It's not going to be able to get the run in, as Kuzumoto is going to have to hold at third base. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Kawabara. Friend Jay says he needs the BayStar to win this game, and he figures it's going to come down to the bullpen. Well, right now, Bauer was pretty economical. Curry is at 48 pitches right now here in the fourth inning. He's pretty economical as well. So both of these pitchers here, if you look at 15 pitches per inning, our friend Jay says, how do you get the NPB games? I can't find anywhere to watch them past the third inning on the free streams. Well, it depends on where you're at. We're not in the States. That's the first thing. So I'm not sure where you folks are at. I know DAZN Japan carries it, so you'd have to have a VPN. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Fielded on the backhand. They fired to first, and the throw's not going to be in time. A great job by the runner, Kawabara, to run through first base. The run is going to score, but out comes the manager for the Carp. He's wanting to go to the VAR as soon as possible. We're just going to have to take a timeout here because they're going to see if he did make it in time. What a great play. So the BayStars have got one on the board, but we're going to wait here to see as the umpires have gone underneath. I believe this is going to be the second time tonight that the Carp are about to use their challenge. They lost the first one back in a couple innings ago when the stolen base occurred. It was the old strike him out, throw him out, when it was Nishikawa overslid the bag and he ended up getting tagged out by Shugo Maki. This one here might be upheld. We'll have to wait and see. It was a head first dive into first base. And we can't really tell from that angle as the second baseman is in the way. We're going to try to get a different angle here to be able to see if we can get it. A good stretch over there by the first baseman, Ryan McBroom. Boy, I don't know what other angles that they're going to have. We've seen every single angle here, and it's really, really too tough to call. That might be the best angle there. And if the best angle there is the one from the first base side, he may be out. But I don't know if I like the head first dive. He went head first, but it looked like he was jumping in the air high before he got down to be able to get it. And Jay Rose says it was a good heads-up play on the strikeout throw. Yes, Shugo Maki made an outstanding play at second base to be able to back up the play and then be able to get the runner who had overslid the bag. So we've seen the replay probably about 15 times now. And if I have to look at it 15 times and can't make the call, I don't know what other angles the umpires are going to get. That last one there, the one from the first base side, I think they may overturn this. But that's the only call that I think there. The one that comes from the left center field back towards the infield, hard to tell there because the second baseman is in the way. But here comes the umpires, and we're going to have ourselves a decision here as the umpire is coming out onto the field, and they say safe, and that's going to be an RBI and a run, as that is going to cash in Kuzamoto for the first run of the ball game for the BayStars. It's going to even the score at 1. It's going to be an infield hit there for Kawabara. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Taiki Sekine. Jay also adds, he says, for this to be Trevor Bauer's first big league action in over a year, he looks good. Yeah, 100%. I'd have to agree with you. He is. One thing I noticed from some of the replays I saw from his minor league starts is he really didn't have the command on his pitches. He had the velocity of the fastball, but he wasn't able to command the movement as Aaron Curry steps off the mound and feigns a throw over to first base. Getting back easily the runner Kawabara. So Sekine entered the ball game tonight hitting .347. He's 0 for 1 as he grounded to short his first time up. There's a fastball swung, and this ball is belted into right field, coming in hard and making the catch is the right fielder Nola, and that is going to do it, as it is going to be Sekine gone for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the BayStars. But they even the score here. They had one run in the inning. There was a pair of hits. There was no errors and one runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the fifth inning. Your score is the Carp 1 and the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in the top of the fifth inning right after this. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. It is the BayStars and the Carp 1-1. Welcome back, everybody. It's 1-1 BayStars and Carp. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action right after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters are coming to bat here to face Trevor Bauer in the top of the 5th inning. That means it's Nirasawa, Curry, and Noma as the right-hander back out for inning number 5 as he kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses way outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. 56 pitches through the first 4 innings for Bauer as he rocks into the motion and delivers a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. Nirasawa is 1 for 1 tonight. He had a single his first time up as the right-hander rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 3-0. People were asking about streams. There was somebody in here a couple of weeks ago was saying about, I guess in 1 or 2 of the betting houses, that some of them were actually giving the NPB live feeds if you were a member of the betting house. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. 4 straight balls to Nirasawa. That's going to put him aboard. That is going to bring up the pitcher, Aaron Curry. That's the first free pass issued tonight by Bauer. As we said, he has allowed scattered 5 hits over his innings of work here. If I look at his line, he's been very economical tonight. I would have to do a few moments to actually count up the balls versus strikes. But one would have to say he's probably working at about a 2/3 rate of strikes to balls. And Curry is already squaring the bunt, and the bunt is down, and it's fielded by Bauer. He takes a look at second, but he's going to throw to first, and that's going to retire Curry. A sacrifice goes down in the books as 1-4. As he is going to be retired, it's going to advance Nirasawa over to second base. And that is going to bring up the top of the order in Takayashi Noma. Our friend Alexander says what I said, 1x bet is the place to go if you're looking to try to find the live feed. But I guess you have to become a member, and I think you have to put in a certain deposit down. I don't know all the details on it. But if you're in North America, that might be something that you may choose to want to consider. I don't think you get the English feed because there is none. And what people do is they come back and they sync up the game to our feed here. That would be what you would have to try to investigate. So here comes the first offering here to Noma. As the right-hander delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Noma 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown out to right field and grounded to first in his 2 trips to the plate. He entered the ball game hitting .213, and he has certainly not got better with that tonight. As the right-hander Bauer holds to the set position. As Bauer checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. Gareth, appreciate you for popping in here tonight as well. And everybody else who is new to our channel, we thank you guys for bouncing in here tonight. We do have a pretty good group of people and a core group of people who like to come and listen. So here comes the offering as the pitch is a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Noma. The pitch that Bauer throws there, he has a variety of different breaking balls that he uses. That one actually looks like a knuckle curve that he throws, just the way that he grips it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Noma as Ryoma Nishikawa waits his turn on deck. As Bauer shakes the sign off here of the catcher, and now he's taken too much time for the liking of the batter Noma, who steps out. Good atmosphere in this ball game. friend Jay says he just found us tonight, but he's going to be with us every game. We've already done about 25 NPB games this year. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. And that is going to do it, as Noma stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched that one go by for out number 2. Strikeout number 7 in the books for number 96. That's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. Jay says that there's not too many places to listen to BayStars baseball. That is correct. There will be a little bit of us here. As we said, the month of August, we're not going to call too many, but hopefully you guys will be able to join us on our joyride around Japan. Our friend Shrambini Tennis is in the house tonight. We welcome Yannick from Germany. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Nishikawa tonight, 1 for 2. He was erased on that caught stealing back in the 3rd inning. Our friend Shrambini, if you like your tennis, you'll get a kick out of Yannick. He's far more entertaining than I am in terms of the visual appeal, but he does a great job with the tennis commentary. And there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Nishikawa. So no balls and 2 strikes. Nishikawa entered the ball game hitting at .315 tonight. As we said, he was erased on that strike him out, throw him out back in the 3rd inning. He had actually stolen the base, but he had slid past the bag. A heads-up play by Shugo Maki retired him for the 3rd out of the 3rd inning. So the left-handed hitting Nishikawa waiting here on the offering from Bauer, and now Bauer has stepped off the back of the mound as he felt Nishikawa was taking too long to get back in the batter's box. So Bauer gets his sign. He nods in agreement with his catcher, Ito. He works set to the belt. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on, and nice piece of defensive hitting there by Nishikawa to foul that one away, and the count is 0-2. As we said, there'll be a couple of reminders. We're going to be doing some more NPB games all the rest of this week, especially with it being the Golden Week in Japan. There'll be a lot of 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern time games. Be sure to check the channel by about 3-4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. We should have the rest of the schedule for the week up, as we are looking forward to giving you the call on these ball games here. As the right-hander Bauer holds set, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field, moving back on it, but with room just in front of the warning track is the center fielder Kuwabara, and he is going to do it here for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they had a runner, a leadoff walk to Nirasawa, and there was no runs, no hits, no errors. That runner was left aboard. Your score as we are through 4.5. It is the Carp 1 and the BayStars 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 5th inning in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for joining us here tonight. We thank you for your support. We'll be right back after this from our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Matt Hollis after the game. Be sure to check him out, as it is Another Hollis Build, San Diego style. Good friend of our channel. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat for the BayStars here. It's going to be Hikaru Ito, Yuta Kyoda, and the pitcher, Trevor Bauer. to face the right-hander Aaron Curry here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. So Ito, Kyoto, and Bauer to face the right-hander Curry. Curry has been pretty solid tonight, only allowed 2 hits through his 4 innings of work. They came in that last inning where they were able to grind out a run, did the BayStars. And the first pitch delivered is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Ito. Ito 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded to the shortstop his first time up, and he swings at a fastball and pops it up. It's in shallow left field, backing up on it and fighting the wind is Tanaka. He's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Ito for the first out of the inning. So a 1 base star up and 1 base star away. That's going to bring up Yuta Kyoto. Well, for Kyoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to left field his first time up. And, of course, he had that play where he tried to field the ground ball up the middle. It took a strange hop when the ball may have hit the lip of, usually when you're on these type of fields where it's turf and then they have the cutouts, when the ball hits the dirt, it can really stay down. And there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. As the pitch is on the way, and there is a fastball that misses outside again, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kyoto. Right-hander Curry ready to go work again, and he delivers. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike. Kyoto, as we said, when that ball hit the lip of the dirt in the turf, it took a weird hop on it, and there's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. It's going to be a base hit here for Kyoto, and that's going to bring up the pitcher, Trevor Bauer. Well, for Bauer, we're going to find out what he can do to help his own cause. Our friend Alexander says that sounds like a rhyme. 1 base star up, 1 base star away. Aaron Curry came ready to play. Our friend Alexander keeping it light in the chat, that is for sure. So Bauer steps up to the plate, and again, Curry feigns a throw over to first base. They like to do that a lot because they want to see if there's going to be an early break of the hands of the pitcher who is batting. And there already is, as Bauer squares the bunt. And this ball is popped up over on the first base side, but it's going to just be out of the reach of the diving catcher, Sakakura. It's going to be strike 1 to Bauer. Bauer, they were laughing a little bit. He does not do a great job of handling the bat. He's a pitcher, and this is what makes baseball for me fun. When I watch the pitchers hit, and when I watch the pitchers hit, they are part of the game, and certainly some pitchers can add the offense to your team, and some pitchers can take away the offense. And of course, here comes the pitch to Bauer. It's bunted, and it's down the first base line. It looks like it's going to be a good one, and they're just going to apply the tag to him there. It's going to be a sacrifice to 3. It's going to advance the runner over to second base in Kyoto, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Kaidosano. Maybe the one thing I didn't like there that Bauer did is he ran into the tag. I have to say, in fairness, the runner from first to second was probably 3/4 of the way down the line. In the event that that would have been a problem, that might have been something there. Our friend Jay Rose says CC Sabathia could hit bombs. Hit like bonds. Yeah. Well, so could Madison Bumgarner in his heyday. And I remember Mike Hampton when he pitched for the Colorado Rockies. It was like having an extra slugger in your lineup. Okay, one year he hit like 5 or 6 home runs. It was crazy. So here's the first offering to the top of the order hitter, Sano, and it's a fastball that misses down for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. We're here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 1-1 ball game between the Carp and the BayStars. As we have a pretty healthy crowd here tonight, we do appreciate, as we said, everybody stopping in for the Golden Week. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. There's been a number of good hitting pitchers over the years. The other one that comes to mind, at least in more recent years, was Carlos Zambrano of the Chicago Cubs. He could hit the ball as well as any pitcher in the big leagues. So here comes the 2-0 offering as Curry Gets his sign from his catcher, Sakakura. The pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball that just misses inside. That's going to run the count to 3-0. Our friend Alexander says there's more than 20,000 there. I think probably attendance-wise. Not exactly sure what the stadium holds, but we can get an update on that off of the NPB site. Usually by the 7th inning or so, they'll drop that on some of the games. I think it's a little early for the attendance to be dropped now, and we don't see it yet. So 3 balls and no strikes. It is to Sano. There is other scoring around the NPB. 6-2 for the Dragons now over the Tigers. That game's in the Cochin Stadium. That's in the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-1 between the Lions and the Fighters. That's in the bottom of the 5th, and it's now 7-2 for the Buffaloes over the Hawks. That is in the bottom of the 6th inning. As the right-hander leans in, he gets his sign, and he works set to the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball. I'll take it for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Sano. Again, the right-hander leans in and he gets his sign, and now he works set to the belt. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home and scoring the second run of the ball game for the BayStars is Kyoto. They have now taken a 2-1 lead here over the Carp on an RBI single here by Sano in the 5th inning. So Trevor Bauer now going to have a lead to work with for the first time, as it is now a 2-1 BayStar lead. That's going to bring up the right fielder in Yasushi Kuzumoto. As I said, apologize tonight for some of the names, as this is not normally our deal. Don't normally call the ball games in the Central League. This is something that we are doing here tonight. And for those of you who are new here, don't forget, we love doing Roki Sasaki and Yoshinobu Yamamoto and some of those ball games as well. Great fun in the Pacific League. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses inside. The count is 1-0 to Kuzumoto. Kuzumoto tonight is officially 1 for 2. He singled his last time up and scored the first run for the BayStars. He also reached on an error back in the first. As Curry ready to deliver again, and there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. As the right-hander ready to deliver, there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. And the right-hander ready to deliver again. And the pitch is a fastball that just misses inside. And somewhere along the line, we've messed up something here, as we've got the runner at second. It looks like we've had a skip here. And I don't know, Alexander, I don't know if you want to gas him or if I want to gas him, but I think we're going to gas him. There you go. And Graham has been timed out for 5 minutes. We want to have fun in the chat here. We want to have enough engagement. We appreciate that. Nicholas is in the house here. We appreciate you there, Nicholas. We thank you for stopping in. The other night you deposited something for us. You gave us a super chat, and I had bounced away for a little bit. I don't know if we had the opportunity to thank you, but we do want to thank you for that. We appreciate that. We're looking something up at the time of the feed as well, so thank you for being here. Our friend Shrambini says, where are our mods at? Well, we have a mod elsewhere. We have mods there as well. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 here to Miyazaki. Or check that to Shugo Maki. Bases are full of BayStars. We lost something along the lines here in the feed, as Miyazaki is the runner at first. The runner at second is Kuzumoto, and Sano is at third. And Alexander says, yeah, I don't think you have anything there. H. Shabbat says, unsubscribed. Well, we're going to miss you. So bases loaded here as Miyazaki, the runner at first, Kuzumoto at second, and Sano at third. Maki is at the plate here with no balls and 1 strike. And the pitch is on the way. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. That's going to run the count to 0-2. Maki getting an opportunity right now to possibly blow this game apart. So 70 pitches now here for Curry in the 5th inning. It looked like he was going to get himself out of it fairly quickly, but he's got himself in a jam. Bases loaded here with no balls and 2 strikes to Maki, and it's a breaking ball that misses down. A good stop there by the catcher, Sakakura. It's going to run the count to 1-2. Our friend Shrambini Tennis says, where are all our mods? Tonight, it's not exactly the night. We have a number of mods in here, but this isn't exactly the regular night that we call the games, a rare midweek affair. And so we've only got Alexander in the house because I don't think that's the account that you use for your mods. So I got to go in there and shoot some people down from time to time. There's a fastball. I'll take it for a called 3rd strike. And Maki has been retired for the 3rd out of the inning, as he stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by. Well, the BayStars got a run in the inning. They got 1 run on the count of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. We are now through 5 complete innings. It is the BayStars 2 and the Carp 1. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here with us. We're going to take a little mini timeout. We'll put this on slight loop, but I don't think the Central League does quite the halftime show that they do in the other league. We'll be right back after this. We'll take an extended break and we'll put this one on loop. 2-1 BayStars.
All I want, all I wanna be.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the extended break between the 5th and the 6th innings. It is a 2-1 lead for the BayStars as we're going to be moving to the top of the 6th inning. We'll get you caught up a little bit on the action here as we are going to be moving to the top of the 6th inning in a couple of moments as Trevor Bauer has come out and completed his warm-up tosses. The scoring got going on a home run by Matt Davison opened the scoring for the Carp back in the 2nd inning. A solo shot to left field. The BayStars responded in the 4th with a leadoff single by Kuzumoto. After a couple of groundouts, it was an RBI single by Kuwabara who knocked in Kuzumoto to make the scoreline 1-1. And then in the 5th inning with 1 out, it was a Kyoto single after Trevor Bauer sacrificed him to second. An RBI single by Sano had put the BayStars up 2-1. Well, we're back to the live action, and the first pitch delivered by Bauer is a fastball that was taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 here to Shogo Akiyama. Akiyama tonight is 0 for 2. He has flown out to left, and he has struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded over to first, fielded neatly by the first baseman Sano, and he steps on the bag, and Akiyama is going to be gone for out number 1 here. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the first baseman Ryan McBroom. Our friend Jay says, we're all here because we love baseball, and some of us may be putting a few nickels down on the ball game. That is for certain. Friend Jay says, come on, Bauer, shut him down. There's a breaking ball delivered for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. No matter what he does at this point, one would have to think that ESPN is going to give him his due. So no balls and 1 strike as Bauer ready to go back to work. 73rd pitch on the way. It's a slow breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's for sure. Alexander says that some nights it's a little more expanded than others. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up over on the third base side. Ito is battling the wind. He's going to make the catch as he falls to his knees. And that is going to retire McBroom for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that is going to bring up the catcher Shogo Sakakura. Just checking in on the BayStar catcher. It's Hikaru Ito, but he goes by Hikaru on his jersey like Ichiro Suzuki would go by Ichiro. There's a breaking ball. It's taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Some of the players have a tendency to do that, much like Ito does that for the Saitama Cebu Lions. As here's the offering. It is a fastball that misses, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Shogo Sakakura. Sakakura has a single in 2 trips tonight. He has also struck out. As Bauer gets the sign from his catcher Ito, and he rocks into the windup and delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. That ball there, I would call that one more of a high school type of breaking ball. That ball had a lot of 12-6 depth to it. And it was a bit of a cherry curve ball, one of those little hangers. But it works nonetheless. I wonder if he's going to come back with something hard here in the dirt. Let's see if we can see what Bauer chooses to do as he's ready to go back to work again. He rocks into the windup and he delivers. It's a breaking ball, ticket for a called 3rd strike. Sakakura stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that go by for out number 3. And that is going to do it here for the Carp in their half of the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 6th. Your score is the Yokohama DeNa BayStars 2 and the Hiroshima Toyo Carp 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight. Another one of our Japanese cheerleader commercials. Welcome back, everybody. Round 3 of the hot chocolate is going to keep us instead tonight. We're not going with the coffee, but we figure it's going to be one of those. If anybody knows a good hot chocolate sponsor and wants to hook us up, be sure to help us out. Let us know and put them in touch with us because we're always willing to give it a shot. We'll be right back at 30 as we'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th inning. Glad you guys could be in here with us tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is going to be Kawabara, Sekine, and Ito to come to bat here for the BayStars. Our friend Alexander Leggett says, hope we're hanging in there, by the way. Yeah, you know what? It's just that time of the year. It's like everything popped. The blossoms, everything all just went kaboom. It has been a beautiful, sunshiny last few days in the Pacific Northwest. As the right-hander delivers, and it is a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. It is Aaron Curry who was the pitcher. Yeah, and he started the evening with a really good ERA of a 0.68. Off to a great start. He only had one win to show for it in his first 4 starts. As the pitch is on the way, and there's a breaking ball that just misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. Aaron Curry has shown some brilliance, but then he doesn't get the support when he needs it. One thing I will say about Curry tonight is he's been able to keep his walks in check so far. And if you're a Carp fan, you want to knock your fingers on wood on that. As there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Jay says the NPB has some good solid starting pitch, and they sure do. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Racing over and sliding, and it's going to get by the right fielder all the way to the wall. Akiyama picks it up. Digging for third is Kawabara, and he's going to make it in there safely with a triple. And that is going to be a 3-bagger for Kawabara, as he is in safe at third with a leadoff triple. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Hikaru Ito. Friend Brandon in the house here says, where are you able to watch it from overseas? Well, overseas, depending on where you're at overseas, DAZN Japan has it. If you've got a VPN, you can probably pick that off there. That would be one of the first things that you want to look at. There's also another site in the United States that does replays on the games. FTF, I think it's Friends to Friends or something like that. People were talking about it before. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Sekine. It swung on and missed. The count as 0-1. But I was of the understanding that those games were going to be delayed. And then when you find them, Brandon, what ends up happening is you got to sync it to our feed if you are interested, because a lot of people do that. They listen to the English commentary and watch the game live. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away, and the count now is 0-2. Our friend Astros fan says the leadoff triple is a good start. 100%. Leadoff triple for sure. We missed our predictions yesterday. Every single day we begin predictions, but our predictions have been absolutely junk. We got absolutely smoked yesterday. 0-6, first time we've had a goose egg. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. They appeal to the third base umpire. They say that Sekine didn't go. And the problem with it is that, one of the things that I find at the NPB, it's hard because they don't announce the starting lineups, the offensive lineups, till less than an hour before the game. Major League Baseball, you sometimes 3-4 hours before the first pitch, you're getting the lineups. Makes a huge difference. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded foul past the bag at third base. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend Jay says it just reminds you of listening to the Braves game. Yeah, that's the deal. That's what we used to do living in the Midwest. You used to be able to listen to the Tigers, you get the Indians, you get everybody. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. It's down for a base hit. That's going to score Kamabara from third, and that's going to be an RBI single for Sekene. And that is going to make the score line 3-1 now for the BayStars. An RBI single by Sekene here, and that's going to bring up the catcher Hikaru Ito. So Bauer is going to get himself a pretty good-looking thing there. Friend Joyce says, I'm guessing the same thing with the ESPN app. I would think so, too. ESPN app is definitely not favorable out of the United States. That is for sure. So Ito steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2 here tonight as the pitcher fakes the throw over to first. We said before, the reason they'll fake the throw over to first base, they want to see if there's an early break by the hitter. Well, you don't have to know if there's an early break. Ito has stepped into the batter's box squaring to bunt. And now he pulls back and he swings, and it's a ground ball past the shortstop into left field. It's a slash. That's what makes baseball exciting right there. Some old school baseball. The shortstop was moving towards second base, and the catcher Ito slashes it past the shortstop who was moving in the other direction. And that's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring the pitching coach on a full sprint out to the mound to have a word with his pitcher Curry. And this is where it gets interesting here, because now you've got a run on the board, runners at first and second. You've got the shortstop Kyoto coming up, and then you got Bauer on deck. So if you're the BayStars manager, do you let the shortstop Kyoto swing away? What do you do with Bauer if he comes to the plate when there's one out? This is where the strategy of baseball starts to take place. Because you've got Bauer coming to the bat. Do you want him to swing the bat with runners at second and third? I don't think I would, but you pinch hit for him. He's been cruising along. I certainly wouldn't want to pinch hit for him either. It does look like he is. It doesn't look like he is going to come out onto the on-deck circle. Looks like they are going to pinch hit for him here, as he is sucking back some water in the dugout. And maybe his day is done, as he has pitched 6 innings of brilliant baseball in the NPB. They'll turn it over to the bullpens right away. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Kyoto. So we do anticipate a pinch hitter for Bauer here. Our friend Nick says, is there anybody on base? Our runners at first and second here with nobody out. BayStars are looking to blow this thing apart. And here comes the offering to Kyoto as Curry checks the runner at second and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the right side of the infield. A great play by the second baseman to dive, but he keeps it from getting to the outfield. It's going to load the bases. It's going to be an infield single for Kyoto. Stopping at second is Ito, and the Sekene is going to move over to third. That's going to load the bases. We are going to get a pinch hitter by the looks of it here for Trevor Bauer, as that is going to be his night to be finished. But no, he is coming out. That was maybe only smoke and mirrors. Bauer is coming to the bat with the bases loaded here in the 6th. Interesting ploy. They had a pinch hitter out on deck. They had Bauer sitting in the dugout. But now Bauer is going to come to bat here with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the 6th inning. So the runner at third is Sekene. Ito is at second and Kyoto at first. Bauer tonight is officially 0 for 1. He has a ground out to the first baseman, and he has bunted to the first baseman. The Yokohama crowd is cheering here. He's just got to get the ball in play. They've got the infield is in, as they're looking at a play at the plate, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that he takes for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. 85 pitches now for the right-hander Curry. It's unfortunate because this is where the game seems to have gotten away from him here. He had a really good start through the first 3 innings. And there is a pitch that misses low, and the count goes even to 1-1 on Bauer. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend the Astros fan says he needs another good bunt here. He needs something here for sure. Here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball that just misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. Well, maybe Trevor Bauer just needs to let Curry walk him here, and he can get his first NPB RBI. Top of the order, Sano is looming on deck. As the right-hander now delivers it. He does square to bunt, but he does the moonwalk out of the batter's box. That's going to run the count now to 2-2 as that breaking ball dropped in for the strike. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bauer. I think if I'm him here, you got to do something to try to get the ball in play. Flick your wrists at it. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball. Take it for a called third strike. Bauer stood there like the house by the side of the road, and he watched it go by for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. It's going to bring up the top of the order, and by the looks of it, it looks like it's going to be the end of the day for Aaron Curry, as we are going to have ourselves a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. The manager has come out. And that is going to do it here for the right-hander Curry. His night is over at 5 1/3 innings pitched. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in about 60 seconds with the call here. Once we get the pitching change, we'll have everything here for you.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the Carp, and we are going to get that one for you here in just a moment. As the Carp are turning to the bullpen, and they're going to a lefty, as the lefty is going to be taking over here, and we're just going to confirm, as we said before, some of the names here are a little bit more of a challenge for us, but this is going to be the lefty, and it's Chiaki Tone, or Tone, is how it would be, so Chiaki, and then Tone is the last name, so Tone on here in relief. And he is going to be in a difficult situation as the bases are loaded. On the season, Tone is working in his 10th ball game. He's a former Yomiuri Giant. He's got win and no losses. He's pitched in 8 innings. He's allowed 3 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 5, and he's got an ERA of 2.25. Batter he faces is the top of the order in Kaido Sano. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Sano tonight 1 for 3 and an RBI as he bats here. With 1 gone and the bases loaded in the 6th inning. They're in double play depth up the middle, but they have the corners in. As the left-hander ready to go back to work. There is 1 gone here. As our Astros fan would want to know. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. For those of you who do listen in, we call mainly the NPB stuff, but we are going to start slipping in some Major League Baseball games, as we have not done any MLB stuff this year in 2023. We like calling the day games or the morning games on the Pacific Coast. So hopefully you guys can make it in here with us when you can. As the lefty Tone works to the set position, he checks the runner at second and now delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away down the left field line, and the count now is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sano. We call a variety. We don't have anybody that we're set for. We maybe prefer to do some of the West Coast teams, but it really doesn't make a difference. We do like the East Coast as well. Certainly certain teams from the Midwest that we do like. We'd like them more if they were playing better, unfortunately. So here comes the offering. Our friend Eddie asked, the question, is Bauer going to be coming out for the 7th? And I would say by all accounts that answer would be a positive. I would think, yes, indeed, he will be. We just lost our feed for a moment there, but we have it back here. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes here, as we have stepped away from you guys for just a brief moment. We'll be have to catch up with the chat a little bit later. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses inside, almost hits Sano in the knee, as he had to spin out of the way. It's going to run the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. We have both our A feed and our B feed going, and sometimes we leave the B feed. But yes, with Bauer hitting, that is absolutely the case. He is coming back out for the 7th inning. Why would they let him hit if they weren't going to bring him back out for inning number 7? And his pitch count's been very economical. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and it just squirts away from the catcher, Sakakura, but that's going to be ball 4. Sano's got to get himself an RBI walk. Nothing more that drives managers crazy. You can't defend the walks. That's going to plate Sekene. It's going to advance Ito over to third. Kyoto is at second. And Sano is now the runner at first. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, Kuzumoto, to the plate. Kuzumoto is 2 for 3 in this one here tonight. He's reached base every single time he's come to bat. He's got 2 singles. He scored a run, but he also reached on an error back in the first inning. And the scoreline is now 4-1 for the BayStars. Nothing like scoring some runs for your new import pitcher to get him off and rolling in Japan. The other part that will be is, will they leave him in to get a complete game? And there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in is Akiyama. He makes the catch. Tagging at third is the runner, Ito, but he's going to hold on as that throw came right into the plate. And that is going to be out number 2, as Kuzumoto has flown out to center field. And that's going to leave it all up to the third baseman, Miyazaki. So Miyazaki comes to the plate tonight. He is 1 for 3 as he bats here with the bases loaded and 2 gone now in the 6th inning. He steps up to the dish here, waiting on the offering from the right-hander Tone, who's come on in relief. He looks in, he gets his sign from the catcher Sakakura. And now he works to the set position. He checks that runner over at second, and now he delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. No balls and 1 strike it is. As we mentioned before, we will put our schedule up midday tomorrow, so you get an opportunity to see what we're going to be calling for the rest of the Golden Week. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Akiyama drifting over to his right. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it, as that's going to retire the BayStars here in their inning. But there's been damage in the inning. 2 runs in the inning for Yokohama on the benefit of 4 hits. There were no errors, and there were 3 runners left aboard. 2 innings back-to-back where they've left the bases loaded. Your score now is Yokohama 4 and Hiroshima 1. Hang tight, everybody. Trevor Bauer is coming back out for inning number 7 in just a couple moments. We'll be here to call it for you. Be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. The top of the 7th is about to happen here, and it's going to be Matt Davison, Kazuki Tanaka, and Yuya Nirasawa to come to bat to face Trevor Bauer as he's going to begin his 7th inning of work. As I watch Bauer, I have to say it's amazing that he is not in some ways, that he is not a left-handed pitcher. He is definitely as quirky as they come. He is a little bit out there, and it's a wonder why he wasn't left-handed to begin with. So they say about hockey goalies and left-handed pitchers, they all are cut from the same cloth. They're a little bit out there, but Trevor Bauer has got it to another level. In a good way in some ways, because he does make it entertaining. Interesting, all the second inning to open the scoring for the Carp, and it's been all BayStars after that. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, it has popped up over on the first base side. Moving in on it, underneath it is the first baseman Sano, and he's going to make the catch. That's going to retire Davison for the first out of the inning. So 2 pitches and 1 away. It's going to bring up the shortstop Tanaka. The BayStars fans have quieted down since the eruption here by the BayStars, as they are looking at a 4-1 deficit right now in the 7th inning here. So Tanaka steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He had a single and he struck out against Bauer. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. Moving back onto the warning track and almost against the wall is the right fielder Kuzamoto, but he's going to haul that one in. Tip your hat to Tanaka. He took that one for a ride, but it wasn't deep enough. He's going to be retired for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring Nirasawa to the plate. Our friend, the Astros fan, asked, how's Bauer's stuff looked? He struggled with some of the curve in his last minor league start. You're absolutely right. One thing that I did notice is that his velocity I didn't see enough of the second start, but his first start, his velocity was there. The problem is the command of his pitches wasn't really a fan. I thought he missed a lot of spots with his fastballs. I think once he gets into the swing of things, it'll be like riding the bicycle. I'd say give him 2 or 3 more starts until he hits his groove. As the first pitch breaking ball misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Nirasawa. So tonight, I think his fastballs looked a lot more sharp, and his curveballs had a lot more, especially early on in the ball game. As a breaking ball drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. I was saying that I'll, at the end of the game, take a look and see what exactly his percentages are, but I'd say he's up around 2/3 strikes to balls. As that breaking ball misses down, and the count is now 2-1 to Nirasawa. Bauer has retired the last 8 Carp batters in a row, and there's a fastball swung on. This is grounded, and there's the kiss of death through the 4-hole. Past the diving Shugo Maki, it's going to be a 2-out single for Nirasawa. We're going to see what the Carp are going to do, as it does bring the pitcher's spot up in the batting order. So we'll see if it is going to be a Tone or if it is going to be a pinch hitter. My guess, it is going to be a pinch hitter, but we'll have to get a wait on this one. I think Bauer wanted that one back because certainly forces them. But on the flip side of things, it's going to force them to have to use another pitcher if they decided that they weren't going to use Tone anyway. This is going to be Shota Dobiashi coming to the plate. Dobiashi on the season has really struggled. He is 1 for 11 in the early going. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to him. Dobiashi, I don't know his career, but he had a career year a couple of seasons ago. Back in the 2020 season, he hit 14 homers. He hit 279 that year, and there's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count goes even to 1-1. But probably the highlight of Dobiashi's career is he married a television presenter, a very decent, good-looking lady. So that in itself is an accomplishment for him, so to speak. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 2-1. So I don't know how the rest of his career is going to go. He's a lifetime 240 hitter. He does have 54 homers to go with it, but that's since 2012. So he is on the wrong side of the prospect list, as he has been around for quite a while. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Shota Dobiashi. Joey says he does throw his temper, lets him get the best of him, being Bauer, when he throws balls a few times. Yeah, he does have a fiery side, that's for sure. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, and it's going to get past the glove of right fielder, and it's going to be off the wall. And sliding into third, he could have kept going, was the base runner, but that is going to be a double here for Dobiashi. Stopping at third is Nirasawa. That's going to put runners at second and third. That's going to bring the top of the order, Noma, to the plate here with 2 on and 2 out. It's actually a good piece of hitting there by Dobiashi, who went the other way. And it was just past the outstretched glove of the right fielder. So now that is going to bring up Noma to the plate, who is 0 for 3. And it's also going to bring the pitching coach, the interpreter, and a full-on conference to the mound here to talk to Bauer. As Bauer is getting the information from his pitching coach here. 90 pitches right now for the right-hander. I don't know what his leash will be here tonight. I would have to think that maybe this could be the swan song for him, as it is his first start. If they can retire the side here, let him get out of it, then he will be able to get to the locker room, have a couple of cold iced teas, maybe a chocolate milk, and be able to retire for the rest of the evening. So brings the top of the order, Noma, to the plate. Oh, we have a pinch hitter for Noma. We'll get you that here in just a second. So another pinch hitter back-to-back here, number 55 in the ball game. This is Ryuhei Matsunuma. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses inside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So Matsunuma now in the ball game for Noma. He bats from the left side, does Matsunuma. And the pitch ready to come here from Bauer is a breaking ball swung on and missed. It's now 1-1. The longtime veteran is having himself a good year. He is 5 for 14 on the season with no homers and 6 RBIs. He's batting a cool .357. So he gets a chance here to try to drive in a couple of runs and cut into the lead BayStars. So here's the 1-1 offering from Bauer as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Matsunuma. Or I should say Matsuyama. So Ryuhei Matsuyama. So 1-2 it is. Bauer ready to go again as he comes to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses up high, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Our friend, the Astros fan, asked the question. He says, are batting averages typically lower for NPB batters compared to the MLB? It's a good question. The MLB batting average, and I haven't looked in lately, but at one point it was, I think, 240 or something like that for hitters. It was something disgusting. There was a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul past the bag at first base. It's going to keep the ball count at balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Left-handed hitting Matsuyama. That's 2 balls and 2 strikes on him. 95 pitches now for Bauer in this one. Runner at third is Nirasawa. The runner at second, Dobayashi. 2 gone here in the top of the 7th, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's into the corner, and it just lands foul, only by a couple inches, and it's going to keep the count to 2-2 to Matsuyama. One would have to think that either way, this is probably the last batter that Bauer is going to face. I would think that they're going to have somebody ready for the 8th inning. And I would think that if Matsuyama had a hit, they'll have somebody ready for him now. But he's got Matsuyama to try to retire here before his night will be over. So here comes the offering as the left-handed hitter waits on the delivery from Bauer. There's a breaking ball swung on, and it's lined foul into the seats down the right field line. That keeps the count at 2-2. We've got a little bit of a battle going here, as this is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Coming up to the left-handed hitting Matsuyama. It is a wonderful crowd here for this one here. I would expect a lot of the Golden Week crowds are going to be a good size, festive atmospheres. Even at the best of times in Japanese baseball, they do get a huge crowd. Lots of people out to watch. As here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And that is going to do it as Matsuyama is down. And I haven't seen much of that tonight from Bauer, but there's a split finger pitch that he swings on and misses, and that probably will be the end of the night for Trevor Bauer. No runs in the inning. There were a pair of hits. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 7th. It is the BayStars 4 and the Carp 1. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. No sword tonight. As you can see, the Twitter stuff earlier in the daytime probably put an end to that. We'll be back here in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for being here.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters to come to bat for the BayStars. That means Shugo Maki, and then it'll be Masashi Kuwabara and Taiki Sakane to face a reliever for the Carp, who we are yet to have had announced. So we will check that for you in just a moment, especially as they did have Shota Dobayashi come in to hit. I don't know if Dobayashi will stay in the ballgame or not. They're going to do a double switch. But that end of the night is over for Trevor Bauer. A really solid night here, as he is, by my books, struck out 9 batters tonight. Absolutely a tremendous pitching performance by the BayStars right-hander. And what a way to end this one here. Well, we've got ourselves that pitching change, but we're just waiting here. Again, the other part is the delay sometimes in between the innings. Not always, as I said, in tune with the Pacific League versus that of the Central League, or we're not in with the Central League as we are with the Pacific League. As the first offering is now on its way from the right-hander, and it's taken for a called strike to Shugo Maki. No balls and 1 strike it is. It is number 12 in relief. This is Haruki Omichi, as he is on here in relief. There is a fastball swung on and is fouled away. The count is now quickly 0-2. He's come in throwing strikes, that is for sure. The stat line on the BayStars right-hander, as Omichi kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on, is chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded by the second baseman. Nice play by the second baseman to throw on the run as he's going away from the base. Nirasawa is going to retire Maki on a ground out 4-3 for the first out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. One up and one away, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Masashi Kawabara. Before we get to Kawabara, just a few pieces of news and notes on Amici. He's working in his third ball game of the year. He has pitched in 3 innings. He's allowed 1 hit. He has yet to allow an earned run. He's got an ERA of 0, and that continues now. The first pitch to Kawabara is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kawabara tonight 2 for 3. He's got a single, an RBI, a triple, and a run scored. As he bats here against the right-hander who delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And the hot-hitting Kawabara continues with another base hit. That's his 3rd hit of the evening. So Kawabara is on a roll here tonight. Nice piece of hitting. He stays inside the ball. He goes the other way. So he is aboard with a base hit. And that is going to bring up Sekene to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single, a run scored, and an RBI as he bats from the left side here. 9 RBIs on the young season for the left-handed hitting left fielder. Omichi holds set. Now he is ready to go. That's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the left-handed hitting Sekene waits, and they throw him to first base, and diving back in time as the base runner Kawahara. Our friend Astros fan says it was a nice outing for Trevor Bauer, and I think it's going to be done because he was talking to the pitching coach and the interpreter on the in-between as the fastball misses upstairs to Sekene. Count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So not a bad debut at all for Trevor Bauer in this one. But as the pitch is on its way, it's a fastball swung on it. It is grounded foul down the bag at first base. That's going to run the count even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And the crowd in pretty good form is for sure. As Bauer looks on in the dugout, it looks like his day is done. So here comes the 2 ball and 1 strike pitch to Sekene. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-1. So the Carp don't want to let this one get away on them here tonight. Got to stay in striking range. Right-hander Amici ready to go again. And here comes the 3-1 pitch. It is a fastball that just misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Sekene is going to get himself a walk. It's going to advance Kawahara over to second base. It's going to bring up Ito to the plate. And the Carp brass are going to take a deep breath here, and a collective deep breath, and they'll make a decision on what they're going to do next. So runners at first and second with 1 gone here in the 7th. Ito coming to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. As the BayStars brass look on. So Ito batting from the right side. As the right-hander works to the set position. He checks the runner at second, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Ito. As we mentioned before, no, we don't do a lot of Central League stuff, but we will look to do more if Trevor Bauer is going to be on the hill. Certainly the biggest name of all the names in the NPB, at least from an international standpoint. Domestically, the Japanese will have other things to say about that. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and this ball is going to be lifted foul down the right field line. That's going to run the count to 1-1 on Ito. So 1-1 strike it is. As the right-hander Omichi comes to the set position. He checks the runner over at second and now delivers. It's a fastball swung on, is chopped up the middle off the glove of the pitcher, fielded by the second baseman, and a great play there by the second baseman Nirasawa to hose the runner at first. That's going to go down as a ground out, 1-4-3 on the putout officially. It is going to advance the runners over to second and third. But I didn't think they were going to get anything there. But boy, did Nirasawa ever come in hard. Fielded that ball with both hands. Makes a good flip over to first base to retire the runner. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Yuta Kyoto. Well, for Kyoto, he is coming to bat here. He's got 2 hits and 3 trips to the plate. 2 singles and a run scored. As the right-hander ready to deliver, as he kicks and he fires, it's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kyoto. Kyoto tonight has 2 hits in his 3 trips to the plate. He's also scored a run. He entered the ball game hitting at 208, but that has seen his number jump a bit. As the right-hander Omichi works to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, his lifted foul down the left field line. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Last year in the NPB, the average time for a 9-inning game was around 3 hours and 10 minutes. And this year here, they have picked up the pace a little bit. The average 9-inning game is around 3 hours and 3 minutes. As here comes the offering from the right-hander. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the left field line. It's going to keep the count at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. It is the pitcher's spot, Trevor Bauer, who is supposed to come to bat next, but we would presume that this is probably his night is over. So here comes the offering now to the left-handed hitting Kyoto. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball swung on and it's lifted foul. It's going to get over the netting down the left field line. That's going to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes. Nice piece of defensive hitting there by Kyoto to get rid of that pitch. Does look like the BayStars do have a pinch hitter on deck, of course. But they did earlier on, so who knows? I don't think, though, that Bauer will be coming back out. I'd be shocked if he was for the 8th. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken at the knees for a called 3rd strike. Kyoto watched that one go by for out number 3, and that's going to do it here in the 7th inning. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 BayStars left aboard, 8 runners left aboard in the last 3 innings for Yokohama. Your score as we move to the top of the 8th, it is the BayStars 4 and the Carp 1. Hang tight with us, everybody. We'll be right back with the call at the top of the 8th inning when we return right after this. Appreciate everybody for listening in with us tonight. We'll be right back after these. We got a 4-1 ball game for the BayStars as we are moving to the top of the 8th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 8th inning, and coming to bat for the Carp will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order, Nishikawa, Akiyama, and McBroom. We do have a pitching change for the BayStars, and we'll get that to you here. As it is going to be another right-hander coming in. Doesn't look like it is going to be Isi. This is Hiromo Isi, who is taking over, as he is appearing in his 13th ball game this year. He's 1-0. He does have a save. He's worked 12 innings. He's allowed 6 hits. He has walked 3, struck out 6, and he has not allowed an earned run in those 12 innings of work. Romeo Isi on in relief, the big or hard throwing right-hander, taking over here for Trevor Bauer. So Hiromo Isi on in relief. So Nishikawa, Akiyama, and McBroom to come to bat here. 2, 3, and 4 in the order. 4-9-0 for the BayStars. 1-7-1 for the Carp is the line score. And this is where we stand here. Nishikawa, Akiyama, and McBroom. Running out of outs are the Carp. So the left-handed hitting Nishikawa ready to go here as the right-hander works to the set position, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. No balls and 1 strike to Nishikawa. The right-hander ready to go back to work again as he holds to the set position. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2, so no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander works to the set, and now he comes set at the belt. And he kicks, and he delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Nishikawa 1 for 3 tonight. He had a single and 3 trips. He was caught stealing in that second inning when that fantastic play by Shugo Maki backing up the play was able to retire the batter runner there. And there's a breaking ball swung on it. It's lifted into deep center field. Moving over and getting underneath it is the center fielder Kuwahara, and that is going to retire Nishikawa for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Shogo Akiyama. Our friend Paul Smith says, nice outing for Trevor Bauer. And yes, indeed it was. It was a pretty steady and solid outing for the American right-hander. That's the way to introduce yourself to Japanese baseball, with authority. You sometimes see some of the hitters go over there and they really struggle to make a name for themselves. Well, you waltz right in and you're able to stick up some numbers right away. I'm sure there's a lot of major league teams watching this game, or will be tomorrow in the morning, wanting to know how he did. You'd have to say that in 2024, somebody's going to want to have a look at him. There's a changeup that drops in for a called strike. The count now to Akiyama is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Shogo. Right-hander Isi ready to go back at it again. As he kicks and he delivers, there's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. The Carp are running out of outs to try to get back into this one. They do not have enough left here. as the right-hander EC works to the set position. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and lifted, foul down the left field line, and the count is going to remain at 1-2 strikes to Akiyama. Once again, we do appreciate, as I say, everybody who's jumped in here tonight with us, and we will announce our schedule sometime mid-afternoon tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be able to pick that up and join us for all the action. Here comes the offering from the right-hander EC, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is grounded over to third. Miyazaki fields it. He fires to first. Akiyama is retired on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. So 2 Carp up and 2 Carp away, and that's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Ryan McBroom. When you talk about players that can come over and give you impact, McBroom is currently entered the ball game tonight hitting a .239. His average has slipped to .231. He's got a couple of homers and 13 RBIs. He's in his second season with the Carp. As the right-hander kicks and he delivers, there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. Racing back on the edge of the warning track and hauling it in is going to be the left fielder Sekene, and that is going to do it here for out number 3. Well, the Carp go quietly in their half of the 8th inning. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 8th. Your score is the BayStars 4, the Carp 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back with the call. In just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being with us tonight.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher, as he is one of a kind, that is for sure. The Carp are going to the bullpen again. It is going to be a left-hander coming on in relief. And the left-hander here, it is going to be number 36. We have to pick that up from our piece over here, and it's Atsuya Hori, who is coming into the ball game, as he will be facing the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order. So Atsuya Hori in relief. Well, for Hori on the season, he has making his NPB debut this year. He had worked 26 ball games last year for the Carp, going 3-2. So that is where we stand here, and it is going to be a pinch hitter coming to bat for the BayStars. Looks like it is going to be number 99. That is not Aaron Judge. It is Neftali Soto. Soto coming in to pinch hit for Trevor Bauer. Soto on the season to a bit of a slow start by his standards. He's in his 6th year with the BayStars. He's batting 163 this year, by far his worst start. He's got no homers and 6 RBIs. Soto is a long-time player. Lots of number 96s in the crowd. Of course, that's Bauer's number. But a good round of applause for the veteran here who is pinch hitting for Trevor Bauer. So Soto on to hit. Then it'll be Sano and Kuzumoto, the top of the order. And the first pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. My friend Polo G says, is Bauer going back to the MLB in 2024? It's a good question. As the pitch is delivered, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line. Drifting over, is he going to have room? And yes, he is. The catch is going to be made by the right fielder, and that is going to be hauled in by Matsuyama for the, I don't know if that's still Matsuyama out there, or if it looked like it was Shota Dobayashi. Couldn't really tell out there who the defensive replacement was, but that's going to retire Soto on a fly ball to right field for the first out of the inning. It's a good question. I don't know if he will go back next year, or maybe it'll be the year after. I think of Roberto Osuna, who is currently with the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field, coming in on it and camping out underneath it and making the grab as the left fielder Nishikawa. And that is going to be 2 quick outs here in the 8th inning. So 2 up and 2 away. It's going to leave it all up to Kuzumoto. I say that. I think that in 2025, I wouldn't be surprised to see Bauer back in the big leagues. 2024, I think somebody's going to have to go and spend. They're going to have to say, do we want this guy on our ball club? And is he going to be able to help us get over the hump? Maybe the Padres are a team that could be a destination for him. But one would have to think it's going to be an organization that's going to give him a 1-year deal. And it's going to have to be where the veterans think that they can keep him under wraps. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Mixed reviews on what type of teammate they think he is. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 1-1. Our friend Polo says, I hope he comes to the Yanks, but I don't see that happening. I don't even know if he would be a good fit in New York. I don't know if the New York fans would embrace Trevor Bauer. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 2-1. I just don't know if he's that East Coast kind of guy. I don't see him in Philadelphia. I don't see him in New York. I don't even see him in Boston. It's not that kind of crowd. I don't think the crowd would gravitate to him. There's a fastball that's evening the count at 2-2. The demands, I mean, everybody wants their team to win. Everybody wants to support their guys, but I don't know if Bauer could endear himself to that type of audience. So here it is, 2 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 3-2. It's been a pretty effective inning so far here for Horry. So, yeah, it's a good question, Polo. I don't know that for sure. I'm speculating, of course, but I would think that maybe he is another year away. As there is a fastball swung on and missed. And what a performance by Horry, as he is going to retire Kuzumoto on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the BayStars in the 8th. They go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the top of the 9th. Your score is Yokohama 4, Hiroshima 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. It's going to be Sakakura, Davison, and Tanaka scheduled to come to bat. We'll take this little time out and come on back and keep you updated here for the top of the 9th inning.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the ninth inning, and coming to bat for the Carp will be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the batting order. It's going to be Sakakura, Davison, and Tanaka. They are going to be facing a new pitcher for the BayStars. This is going to be a number 19 entering to the ball game. We are going to have to get you the specs here as who that is about to be. This is going to be Yamazaki coming in. This is going to be Yasuaki Yamazaki as he is coming on to try to finish this one off. The closer for the BayStars has worked in 13 ball games this year. He's 0-2, but he's got 8 saves. This is a save situation. He's worked 12 innings. He's allowed 13 hits. He has walked 2 and struck out 15, but he's got a fluffed up ERA of 5.25. Yasuaki Yamazaki in to face Sakakura, Davison, and Tanaka. Pitcher number 3 used by the BayStars here tonight after Bauer and EC. So here we go. Whereas we're back underway, the first pitch is going to be delivered to Sakakura, and it is a fastball. Take it for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Sakakura tonight in this one is 1 for 3. He has struck out twice and he has singled. So 1 for 3 officially in the books as the right-hander ready to go again. And now he kicks and he fires. It's a fastball that misses down in it, and the count goes to 1-1 on Sakakura. After this one is over, we'll give you a full recap and also a rundown on the out-of-town scoreboard. So be sure to stick around for our post-game show. It's not much of a post-game show. It's just a wrap-up is really what it boils down to, guys. So let's call it spade a spade. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. But regardless, we'd love to have you stick around and let that wrap you up here for the rest of the night. There are other games going on in the NPB. Only one game that will come later, and that will be the game between the crosstown rivals, the Swallows and the Giants. That game goes off about an hour and 10 minutes time. And here comes the pitch from Yamazaki. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Yamazaki ready to deliver here to Sakakura. As he works to the set position, and now the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be grounded past the diving third baseman Miyazaki into left field. Sakakura has got himself a leadoff single here in the 9th inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman Matt Davison. Yamazaki, who's already got himself into a little bit of trouble this year, as we said his ERA was north of 5. He's going to be facing Davison with the runner at first. And nobody away here. Don't want to get the tying run to come to the plate. That is for sure. So the runner at first, Sakakura, and Davison waiting here on the offering. As he's waggling the bat, and the right-hander works to the set position. Now he kicks and he fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down for a ball, and the count is a 1 ball. No strikes to Matt Davison. Davison waggling the bat, ready here on the offering. Yamazaki delivers. It's a split-figure pitch that misses down. The count is now 2 balls and no strikes. We are in the back end of this ball game. The Carp fans are making some noise now, trying to get their visitors here to Yokohama an opportunity to get back in the ball game. A base hit here would bring the tying run to the plate. Davison hit his 6th home run, the only run tonight scored by the Carp back in the 2nd inning. As he waggles the bat, the pace of this is slowed a bit. Yamazaki is not the quickest of workers. As the right-hander delivers, there's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-0 on Davison. Well, this is going to be an area of concern for the BayStars if this is their lockdown closer. He hasn't been locked down lately. And he's about to put himself into a position where a game that should be pretty much in the bag is going to have a chance to be caught back up. And there's a fastball that's going to be taken for ball 4 as that pitch misses upstairs. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Kazuki Tanaka. Well, for Tanaka, he is 1 for 3. He's got a single and 3 trips to the plate. He's also struck out and flown out to right field. So this game here all of a sudden is getting interesting. And for the gambling types who like to place a few nickels down in the ball game, got to start biting your nails a little bit here. So Tanaka, who steps to the plate, he is officially 1 for 3. He's got a single, a strikeout, and flown to right field. He bats here with runners at first and second, and nobody out. The right-hander checks the runner at second, and now Yamazaki steps off the backside of the rubber, only to chase Davison back to the bag at first base, as well as the runner Sakakura at second. So here comes the first offering to Tanaka, and the pitch is on its way. It's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul right at home plate. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Lots of action here tonight. As we said, the ball game has been an entertaining affair between the BayStars and the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. As the right-hander works to the set position, he checks the runner at second and now delivers. It's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. It's going to run the count now to no balls and 2 strikes. So Yamazaki now starting to settle into a groove here. As I said, my criticism about Yamazaki is the pace at which he works. He's got to pick up, I would think he's got to pick up his tempo and his pace. It's going to put your defense to sleep. And everybody in the ballpark watching him as well. So the right-hander checks the runner at second. He checks him again. And then again. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count goes to 1-2 on Tanaka. Yamazaki did hit his spot, but it wasn't exactly the spot there. We've got our friend Nick in the house as he says, please don't score. I've got a big bet for the Carp under 2. Well, the Carp are certainly threatening right now. You need an out or 2. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. Count remains a 1-2. What the BayStars need is an out. A couple outs here, quick. If you remember last night's ball game, the Carp, I believe it was in the top of the 9th inning, stuck a 5 spot on the board. So they have some late theatrics in them. Broke a 1-1 tie late in the ball game last night. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Tanaka as he's waiting here from Yamazaki, who checks the runner and now he delivers. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled away. And now we'll get the official start and stop time here. I've got my stopwatch out with me as I'm getting a check on to see once the pitcher gets the ball back, how long does it take him to deliver a pitch? Rule of thumb that you usually want your pitchers to work within about 15 seconds. That's kind of a standard. Some may work a fraction or a second or 2 quicker. Some make a second or 2 slower. Yamazaki, between the time he got the ball back and the time he delivers this pitch, which is right now, is about 29 seconds. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. That's going to retire Tanaka for the first out of the inning. So 1 away here And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Yuya Unirasawa. Nick says, didn't they make that rule just now for the MLB? Well, that's always been something a lot of pitching coaches will teach their pitchers is to work with tempo and pace. You want to make sure you're working quickly on the mound because you don't want to put your defense to sleep. Sometimes pitchers, I remember there was a pitcher in the big league, Steve Traxel, pitched with the Cubs and the Orioles specifically. And he was the human rain delay on the mound. He took forever in between pitches. There's a first pitch, split figure pitch, swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1 to Nirasawa. Nirasawa's 2 for 2 tonight. He's got 2 singles and a walk. He's had himself a solid ball game here in this one. Entered the night tonight hitting a $111. That's certainly going to change. As the right-hander leans in, he gets his sign, and now he works to the set position. He checks the runner Sakakura at second. He delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. Grounded over to second. Mackey over to second for 1. Back to first. And that is going to be an inning-ending double play. That's going to go in the books as the 4-6-3 variety. And that is going to do it here for the Carp in their half of the inning. Well, they had no runs in the inning. There was a hit. No errors and 1 runner left aboard. Your final score from Yokohama, it is the BayStars 4 and the Carp 1. Stay tuned, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll give you the rundown. We'll look at all the scores from out of town before we call this one a night. Appreciate you guys for being here.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to do a wrap-up here, and then we're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard, and we'll call it a night. So the scoring all got going in the second inning when it was a Matt Davidson solo shot with 2 out, opened up the scoring for the Hiroshima Carp off of Trevor Bauer, and that made the scoreline 1-0. The BayStars got one back in the fourth inning, a leadoff single by Kuzumoto. He was advanced all the way over to third after groundouts by Miyazaki and Mackey, and then an RBI single by Kuwahara was able to open this or even the score at 1-1. In the fifth inning, bottom of the fifth, with 1 out, it was Yuta Kyoto, the shortstop, who singled. And Trevor Bauer sacrificed him over to second, and an RBI single by Kaito Sano. It made the scoreline now 2-1 for Yokohama. The sixth inning is where the BayStars put it away for good. A leadoff triple by Kuwahara, and then a single RBI single by Sekene, and then a single by Ito and a single by Kyoto led the bases. Bauer came up the bat and struck out looking. It was a bases-loaded walk by Kaito Sano that increased the scoreline to 4-1, and that was where it ended. The talk of the night, or the highlight of the night, was the start by Trevor Bauer, as he was able to go 7 strong innings tonight. And by the accounts in our books, he was able to retire 8 batters via the strikeout. Or maybe it was checked that 9 batters via the strikeout. He did give up on the evening of the hits allowed. And we are just taking a quick peek at our stuff here. If we've done it right, we had him for 7 hits. We also had him for 1 base on balls. So that is Trevor Bauer's line tonight, and he is going to get the victory. He goes to 1-0, and the loss is going to go to Aaron Curry. He's going to fall to 1-1. As we take a quick look around the NPB at the out-of-town scoreboard, as we said, all the other games are underway with the exception of the Giants and the Swallows, which gets underway in about 60 minutes' time. We'll start off in the Pacific League. Final score from the PayPay Dome in Fukuoka, 9-4 victory for the Oryx Buffaloes over the Hawks. At the Bellino Dome in the top of the 9th, the Lions have now a 3-1 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. It is in the middle of the 10th inning, and the Chibalote Marines have scored 2 in the top of the 10th. They lead the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2-0. Those are your scores from the Pacific League. Only other game going on in the Central. It's now a 6-6 tie in the top of the 7th inning as the Tigers and the Dragons are all knotted up at 6. Of course, this one ends 4-1. The BayStars and the Giants get underway in less than 60 minutes. All right, everybody. Once again, we appreciate you guys all for listening in tonight. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hopefully, you guys can make it back in tomorrow night. Check the channel. We need you guys to pop in here again a little bit later on. We'll see you in less than 24 hours' time. Check our schedule midday tomorrow, and we will post who we're calling. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great night.